Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for July 7th, 2025. We have a base plus Renaissance Kingdom. And we've got remodel for trashing. The only trashing. There's also silos for Kuiper's Sockling. Copper cycling. There's also crop rotation, which doesn't necessarily mean you don't want to trash your estates, but it does make it less urgent potentially. For plus actions, the only thing we have is villagers from patron and sculptor. We'll circle back on that, but yeah, that there's more to talk about there. Draw wise, there's not really any permanent draw that you can add to your deck, other than crop rotation, I guess. There's experiment. You got to keep gaining the experiments to continue drawing. There's also border guard for sifting. So between like border guard, crop rotation, and silos, you don't necessarily need a ton of like thinning or draw to be able to just find your key cards. Though obviously that's not going to be entirely consistent. And then gains, we do have a lot of gains. So inventor, remodel, workshop, market, sculptor, I guess technically bureaucrat, and then like experiment itself in a sense, because since you get two of them for the price of one, if all you care about is having an extra of something, also kind of qualifies. So circling back to the villager thing, we have inventor here. Inventor Megaturn is a thing. On this board, you would need to store up villagers from patron and sculptor. I think that patron and or sculptor, I should say. It doesn't need to be both, but I think that might actually be doable here, where you just try to play like one inventor per turn or something, and then, although I guess maybe it's not. The problem with that is that you still need to play, like the patron itself essentially has to act as your terminal action if you're going to store the villager. I guess what you could be doing is you could be playing markets, buying like inventor border guard sort of thing, and then using the border guards to discard the inventors and like playing patrons. So you like put inventors into your deck, but try to draw around them, and then while you're storing up villagers, and then you have a turn where you spend all these villagers to play a bunch of inventors. I don't know if I actually think that's doable or not. There is also gardens here, so potentially a line is to just throw stuff into the deck and not really worry about any kind of megaturn thing, and just like have a fat deck. Like maybe you do play with remodel, but your goal isn't to like get rid of all your starting cards or anything. It's just to like use remodel to turn, you know, some of them into more useful things, but otherwise, you know, you're using silos and crop rotation and border guard as mentioned to sift through your deck, and then you're just trying to play like, you know, some markets, maybe some sculptors, you know, and then, you know, depending on how the turn goes, you know, if you have villagers stored up or not, you can play some inventors or maybe a workshop, if you have one, and then, you know, just continue to stuff things into your deck. I'm actually pretty unconfident about which of these lines I think is better. Like one that goes more for control and more for a big turn or multiple big turns maybe, or whatever, versus just doing a sort of gardens thing. I'm also not sure, honestly, whether the gardens thing wants to be more of a rush style, or whether it wants to like try to quickly 3-pile, or whether it wants to like really just spend a lot of time accumulating. Because like one way to play gardens is to try to rush down 3 piles, and gardens is one of the piles. The other way to play it is to make the game last long enough that you actually outscore provinces, which takes a long time. But if the province player can't end the game quickly, then you can potentially do that if you have a lot of gains. But you need but the gardens aren't. You're not necessarily. I mean, if you had a lot of gains, you probably want to rush down the piles. So I guess that's probably the play if that's the direction. I mean, I definitely think we want to play with crop rotation. That and silos. That much seems clear to me. So we do want to have a plan to try to hit those things. Opening silos does not make a lot of sense. It might make more sense on a 3-4 if you can open with a good 3, although here Workshop is just a worse version of Inventor, so you don't really want Workshop, and opening silos experiment silos. I mean, I guess that could be okay, as a way to just try to spike crop rotation really early, but I don't think so. In any case, yeah, but it's really the crop rotation that we need the plan to try to figure out how we're going to do that. Yeah, so I am thinking. I mean, if we want to do the gardens focused thing, we might just want to go Inventor Experiment and try to find the Inventor and try to be putting stuff into the deck, and in the meantime, hopefully the experiments, in addition to helping find the Inventor, can help hit 6. The Inventor won't, but as we put more stuff into the deck, we'll hit 6, and we can also grab silos along the way. That won't be too hard to hit. Probably Inventor, and then start taking some patrons before then. That will probably be necessary in order to actually hit 6. Another option would be to start with the patron. Patron Experiment has probably decent odds to hit 6, and also you get to store up some villagers. There's a lot of good stuff to gain in the Workshop price range. There's also remodel to consider, of course, as mentioned. Yeah, I really don't know which direction I want to go on this one. I do like the idea of getting some villagers stored up. So I kind of like the idea of opening with the patrons. I think I'm going to try Patron Experiment, but I am far from confident. Okay, well, we'll just take the silos here. Okay, so we saw an estate last turn. Down there we have Patron, Copper. So we play 2 experiments. We're gonna have 5 coins at worst. And then we have a 1 in 5 chance to draw the estate off the top, and if we don't, then we get to 6. If we discard the copper, we're more likely to find that estate, because we get 2 shots to find it. So that would argue for just not discarding the copper. The only other consideration here is, do we want to just not trigger the shuffle at all? I think the answer is no, because we're going to be able to silos all those coppers anyway. So okay, cool. All right. I don't think we really care about hitting a big number here. We don't want to trigger the shuffle, I don't think. I don't think there's much value in that. But we can just cycle through. I mean, we do have an estate down here, right, for the crop rotation. But we have a second estate down there as well. Obviously, we can also the silo stuff, but I think we're better off just going through it all. And now I think we do just go ahead and take Inventor. We've got to get our gains going. Okay, so pick up a 5 here. We could grab a remodel, and we do have at least a few villagers to try to leverage that. Could also just grab like experiments. Because they've just been spamming the border guards already. I think... The other thing to consider here, I meant to mention this and then I failed to, is that Border Guard Revealing Patron can give you a coffer. So you can potentially like hit 8 pretty frequently that way. Getting a remodel would enable us to get border guards faster. A market would also do the same. I'm thinking that's what what our buy is going to be. Yeah, I think I like remodel market. Okay. So now, and a thing we could do is like remodel copper into experiment. It's not bad. Can still buy a border guard that way. We'd also buy 2 border guards if we remodel a state, though. Oh, no, wait, we can buy 2 border guards anyway. We have a coin. Okay. Kind of like that. Invent maybe another patron, then. This is a surprisingly... Oh, okay, well, at least we did get the crops rotated after all. But no border guard revealing patron. Do we actually want to see the experiments this turn? I mean, it would be nice to see the market. We're just gonna like blow through these villagers, I guess, but that's to be expected, I suppose. No market. All right. Get another market here. Do copper to experiment again. Let's take a 3rd patron. Really wish I'd seen the market so I could get another border guard. Maybe we should just take border guard instead of experiment. Yeah, I kind of think so, actually. Aha. Oh, right. You know, this thing should really say which of these artifacts is, like, which. You can see it here. Anyway, we want the... I think we actually... This is unusual. I think we actually want the lantern. Makes it more likely that we reveal patron. And the top decking isn't so critical with crop rotation and silos. So down there we have both our inventor and our remodel. We will not be able to play them both. I think what we want to do, though... We played an experiment this turn? Oh, no, this is our only experiment. Okay. There's a 2/3 chance that one of them is on the bottom, and then we can trigger a shuffle, hope that we reveal another patron, top deck like the stuff that we want to cycle out next turn with this stuff anyway. I'm going to play the experiment. Yeah, okay. And now we pick up the patron. All right. I kind of want to just get all the border guards. And then we can, like, pretty reliably province while doing other stuff. Well, having the patron in the starting hand does not help with it, but oh well. I think we actually pick up guard here. All right, we'll take the horn. We already have the remodel in hand. Let's just take the border guard. Maybe we'll pick up the inventor. Given that we have the remodel in hand, we might want to grab this estate. Top deck the inventor. All right. So just take another patron. Seems like a reasonable thing to do. We want to spend these coffers. Not really. I don't think so. Okay, 3 border guards is maybe more than I wanted on top. Do we pick up the estate? Guess so. Ah. Built the markets together is not what I wanted. Alright, so they're already going for gardens. Maybe we should follow suit. I mean, the alternative is basically either bank a villager. I don't think that's correct. Or take experiment. Which could certainly be an option. I mean, they're not going to consistently find their stuff, so it's not like they're going to like super quickly grab all the gardens. But yeah, I still think go for that. All right, we'll take a province. We could take another gardens. Got these 9 coffers. We could also spend them on another province. Like, having the inventor in play makes that slightly more appealing. Or we could buy experiments. I guess it depends on... Like, we are adding more junk into our deck, so... You need to be cognizant of that. We're going to have to stop doing the thing I just did where it's like, oh, I'm not going to pick up the patron yet. We just have to start picking them up, I think. I think I like gardens. Okay. It did have a gold, but that's the only one. Oof. Ah, okay. Okay, I think here we do take border guard. And... yeah, I think here too. Well, it's because I was like, well, realistically, we're probably either gonna find the other patron or whatever, but it's not. Okay, so they have 1 coffer. The odds of them double provincing have got to be very low. Question is, we could just go double gardens here. Skip the province for now. We don't have to spend any of our coffers. I think I like that. It would have been nice to find the other... Well, I guess we discarded a market. Yeah, maybe that was a mistake. I don't know. It was going to end our turn pretty prematurely, but... Okay, so... Seeing most of our patrons already. That's not great. We've got the inventor in hand. I think there's realistically no way we play remodel over that. Well, okay then. No plus buy. Do we take estate or do we just take experiment? 16, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So we're going to have... Wait, how do we only have 29 but we have 3-point gardens? 16, 18, 19, 20, 24, 29. What? What is going on? We're going to have the 3-point gardens either way, but But what is going on? Like, what? I do kind of expect to shuffle again, so I think I do like taking the experiments. So that should have actually ticked the gardens. This is all very confusing. Anyway. Like I said, I really don't expect them to double province. So I'll take a province. How'd they get... I guess they had a villager left, okay. We are about to trigger a shuffle. Money isn't really our problem either. We want the gain, so I think I am going to take the border guard here. Now, we probably want to play the market first before we trigger the shuffle, so that... Oh, that worked out very nicely. Okay, now we pick up the patron for sure. The remodel. Remodeling Experiment to Duchy does look pretty good. The alternative would be... Wait, can we just double province here? Yes, we can. Okay, well, then we'll just do that. So, I don't know what was going on with our count and whether that messes anything up. Yeah, so we only have 35 cards here, and we just gained several over the past... Like, in each of the past couple turns, we gained multiple cards. So, like, there's no way we had 30 cards as of, you know, like 3 or 4 turns ago whenever it first ticked up. So that was confusing. I am not remotely confident about how I played this. I do think getting as many border guards as possible is really nice. I'm not sure that this was the best way to go about doing that. Maybe if the bot had... Like, the bot got 3 border guards really quickly and then stopped, but maybe if it had continued gaining border guards... Like, I focused on the projects, well, most specifically crop rotation, like, really early, and maybe... maybe I should have just focused on gains initially and then gotten the crop rotation later. I don't know. It's like... I mean, obviously, silos isn't hard to hit, and then you could... Like, if you're not trying to hit 6 and you're trying to get border guards, the fact that you silos and then draw some estates doesn't matter as much because you only need 2 coins anyway. So, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it would have been nice to store up villagers, but because we had all those border guards, we're going to find a terminal every turn. So, and or maybe, arguably, we shouldn't have even bothered with the remodel. I mean, at the time, I did have villagers to spend and nothing to spend them on without taking a second terminal. I guess maybe that should have been different second terminal? I'm not really sure. We didn't have any turn where we didn't find one of our terminals. But we also had almost no turns, maybe no turns, where we didn't find specifically inventors, so... Well, we did. No, there was the first time we got a province, we played remodel. But I don't remember if that was because I didn't find inventor or because I just wanted to, like, preferred to play remodel there. Yeah. Well, yeah. So I think you could... There's some very different ways that you could play this. And like I said, I'm not very confident about that, but I also don't think I could realistically like try all the different ways that you could approach this kingdom. Too many options. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.